Welcome to Pretty Practical Podcast with your host, Stephanie B. We're talking kingdom transformation through practical revelation.
Transforming lives everywhere through revelation and power of prayer. Solving problems day by day, and we do it the kingdom way.
Welcome to Season 2 of Pretty Practical Podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, and on this episode, we're talking kingdom transformation through practical revelation. As always, thank you for tuning in. This year was all gas and no brakes. Time waited for no one. It was giving NASCAR Daytona 500. While things move fast, this was a great year for me. I watched the doors of purpose spring forward. Unfortunately, every win wasn't for social media, but I've seen God's goodness and mercy at work in my life. When I originally started this podcast, I had a particular vision. My goal was simple: to motivate, encourage, and inspire, to be as practical and honor my journey. Share my story, but leave room for you who may listen to reflect on your own journey. As we close out 2023, I challenge you to boldly enter 2024 with purpose, determination, and expectation. Purpose is the reason for which something is done or created. Of course, I must ask the heavily weighted question, what is your purpose? For years, I hated that question. Why? Because I honestly had no clue. Now, I know this may differ from person to person. I've met people who were solid and sure, and I've met people who were like me, who struggled a little bit. Well, I will say the more I pursued Christ, it became clearer. If you listen to my first episode, Introspection, I discussed some of the process and perspective that brought me clarity. Part of my struggle was the fear of walking in uncharted territory. Let's face it, we all are called to purpose, but what I do may not look like what you do. That's the beauty, is we all have an assignment. Fully saying yes to purpose closed some doors, but it also opened others. Years ago, I transitioned from one career into another. I was nervous because my first career brought a lot of stability. Yet I knew it was a purpose that chapter was being closed and another door was being opened. I was excited for the opportunity that the new career would bring. Its mission aligned with my faith and values. God was speaking loudly to me when he gave me this opportunity. Matter of fact, the day of the interview, I started not to go. It was cold and raining, and honestly, I was having a difficult day. As usual, the Lord hit me with one of his whispers and said, go to the interview and don't miss this opportunity. Oh, and did I forget to mention I was having a bad hair day too? Just to help paint the picture. When I arrived to the interview location, it really gave suspect. I hit up the Lord again and was like, are you sure this is where you want me? And he simply said, yes, move forward. The interview just so happened to be with a panel interview, and the vice president of the department was in attendance. God truly put his super on my natural because the interview flowed and I felt a rush of confidence overtake me. And when it was over, I sat in my car and the Lord said, it's yours. 2 days later, I received the official offer. Baby, when I tell you, I hit one of those see what the Lord has done praise breaks. I was so grateful and thankful because although it was a career, it was much more. It was purpose. And after going out and spending a bag on professional attire and being super excited, reality soon sank in. See, I didn't know the position was highly sought after, and there was a group of not so happy people. So when I showed up on my first week, baby, I was met with instant boos, not physically, but through microaggression. Of course, I was having a conference call with Jesus, because ain't no way my purpose was looking like this. The only instruction he gave me was to serve well. Racism, sabotage, and just pure evil. Lord knows that is not what I thought was included in the I'm walking in purpose all-inclusive package. There were times when I had to feed those who I knew hated my guts. The natural reaction would have been to match energy, but I couldn't. I was tasked with displaying kingdom. I had to serve and not be bitter. I had to smile and mean it, not the fake one. I had to assist and drive miles to those who ran my name in high rooms to sabotage it. But the purpose was twofold. It was for me to develop, grow, and mature in Christ, but it was also for me to be a symbol of Christ's grace and mercy to those who deliberately tried me. Purpose will often cut both ways. To this day, what I achieved in that place was remarkable. And although I came across some difficult people, I also connected with some wonderful individuals and many positive faces I will never forget. Sometimes the place where God has you isn't just for you, it's for others. For some, you may be the only symbol of Christ they will see. I was in training a few months ago, and the trainer said something so profound. When you stand up, all of you stands up. Your character, your strengths, your weakness, all of it. Listen, I consider myself peculiar. I'll have you reference 1 Peter 2:9 if you want to know more about that. But sometimes I just look and say, wow, Lord, you have trusted me with some unique assignments. One thing for certain, Christ is going to stand up with me. May I encourage you today? Don't fear the challenge of purpose. Enjoy the kingdom all-inclusive package. The benefits outweigh the trials, and the trials are always for our benefit. My prayer for you is that you will pursue purpose all of 2024. You can't get there if you quit. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you for tuning in to Pretty Practical Podcast with your host, Stephanie B. Be sure to catch us again and be transformed through practical revelation, the kingdom way.
Transforming lives, everywhere, through revelation and power of prayer, solving problems day by day, and we do it the kingdom way.